What's up, you guys? Another day at the office. So, just want to let you guys know, give you guys an update. So basically, what's going on is we had to replace some two 1-inch ball valves, and come to find out, there were some sediments that built up inside the piping. So we went above. Well, I should say I went above. Anyways, changed out some 1/2-inch pipes that had a lot of sediments that was built up. Got the cold water line, which would be this guy right here. Got the cold water line to work, and then over the weekend she just completely stopped. All right. So I had to do some little digging around. Ugh. If you're wondering, all that rumble and stuff, it's not your typical beautiful day. Got some storms going on. So anyways, so I had to rip out the insulation to determine if there was any problems with this pipe. And I noticed that we got some moisture around here. At first I thought it was because it was leaking, and you can kind of see it's not like leaking, all right? But why is it it's only right here that it looks kind of like sweatness, but the rest of the pipe don't look like that, all right? Now keep in mind, this is the hot water, all right? So now all of this is just sweat from the hot water. That's the hot water side, and this is the cold. So we're gonna be changing out this. It's a pretty good, maybe an 8-foot section of old galvanized piping, and pop in some new copper. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I already alerted all the tenants that I'm gonna be shutting down the building. So, all right. So we're gonna do that right now. Oh. Let's get some gloves. And again, it's storming out today. As you can see, it's pretty ugly out. So, all right. Let's get started. Also keep in mind that there's I don't know if it's a 220, 240 electrical line, but I think I should be okay. No, don't say that. So anyways, let's shut her down. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully, nobody wasn't taking a shower. Because that would suck. So, like I said, we're gonna get started. And it looks like someone flushed. So, let's see, trying to figure where to put you guys, where you guys are safe. And you guys can see me what I'm doing. All right. Oh. All right, cool. Let me get started. Ugh. Let's shut that water off. That light off. Water. Hello. There we go. We got plenty of light as it is. Ugh. Wow, no water. None. Interesting. Hey. Look at that. Not a drop. So let's see something. I'm gonna turn on this water real quick and see if we get anything spraying out of there. Because I really think that elbow might be clogged. Ugh. So let's see. Oh yeah, that sucker's clogged. Real clogged. It's trying to come out though, as you can see. But nothing. Literally nothing. All right, so we're gonna take that out. Now, mind you, I got it halfway open. And that's all that's coming out of there. It should be gushing out of there, but it's not. Okay? Let's give it a little bit of juice. Look at that, just drops. That's it. That's how clogged that damn thing is. Oh yeah. So let's shut it down. Okay. Now that we verified that the elbow is like not working at all, we're gonna take this guy out. No, we don't drop you guys. So let's see. Trusty breaker bar. try something. I think I better clean that before we break this. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh. Okay, you guys, I'm back. So, I'm thinking if I clean these threads, I ain't gotta worry about breaking that damn elbow. So, that's the last thing I wanna do. So let's get this off. Let's clean these threads. We got that loose. Now let's try to get this thing free. And go from there. Sometimes it's always good to clear off the any rust, because the last thing we want to do is have any excess debris on it. So let's see. Okay. So we got nothing in here. All right. It's pretty clogged in there though. Now we need to come out with a device that we can allow ourselves to okay. So basically we're gonna need a couple of, let's see, it's a 1 inch possibly. So let's get this streak elbow out and figure out what's going on with her, because it looks like it might be the elbow that's causing this issue. So let's put it the other way. right, we're gonna bust this loose. Let me get this guy off. Sometimes it's best to put this guy back. Just so that way you don't get no problems. And it makes it easy to kind of like turn it and stuff. And then you don't bend the shape of the pipe. Well, the elbow, I mean. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, let's see. There we go. Hey, what do you know? We got water. Okay. Now, let's get this off. Sorry. Now that we got visibility of some water. Like I said, that rust built up a lot. Hold on, you guys. Got water coming out of here now. So, a little bit of yeah. Back you guys up over here. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right. Okay. Okay. Now, straighten you guys out. Just gonna kind of let that bleed for a second. See how bad I dirty you guys. Hey, look, Ma, a spider. In the words of, oh my gosh, I love that guy. Makes me laugh. All right. Okay. Anyways, get you guys set up. Right there. Now, let's get these gloves back on. Sorry. All right. Now that we got some working water, all right, now we just got to get the rest of it off. So. Okay. So anywho. She got it. looks like we just had a little buildup of corrosion on it, which is normal to expect. Yeah, check it out, guys. So, looks like it was a lot of corrosion. Check that out. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. I don't know if it's the calcium in it or what, but yeah. So we're gonna clean this up. I mean, it's still good. And don't get me wrong, any given day I would recommend to change this out, you know, just for shits and giggles. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but yeah. Well, and that could be an ideal thing to do, you know. And I'm thinking about it, guys. I really am. You know what? Why not? You know, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So let's get rid of this guy. That way we know it's not going to clog up again. And give this lady some cold water in there. Luckily for me, I was smart enough to buy 4 of these. You just want to make sure you're prepared. Cigarettes got wet. You guys got wet. The drill. So. Alright. So I had a customer ask me, what is better? Is it the Pro Press better than solder? And I don't know. To be honest, I guess it depends on how you look at it. So, for instance, I found out that, and this was told from a gentleman that sells Pro Press, and I'm not gonna give his name, but anyways, I found out that he says that there are different types of Pro Press, okay? And the thing is about these Pro Presses, you want to use the correct one when it comes to certain torque, power, press, whatever you want to call it. So I said to myself, okay, that makes sense. And he said that, you know, depending on the job, for instance, like this, it's good to use this guy, what I got. Even though it's kind of wet, but it's okay. It was made that. It was designed to do that. Alright. But anyways. Okay. This guy. So depending on the Pro Press, you know, certain ones are good, certain ones are not. So you always want to use the correct one for each job. For instance, like this one it requires the pressure, but he also explains the bigger the pipe, you want the more torque out of this guy. So then there's another one that's just like this, except it's a little bit set up differently. All right, so you have something that looks like this, and it basically goes over the pipe well, the fitting that you're gonna be crimping on. And then there's a secondary piece that this sits inside. And what it does, it pretty much, let's say this guy was already on here, and there's a set of like, trying to explain it better, but anyways, there's something that goes in between right here, okay? And what it does when you go to use this guy, it crimps it 10 times stronger, all right? So, but for jobs like this, yeah, preferably use this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I might end up making this guy a little tad higher, which is not a problem. This just means I'm gonna end up lifting it up, that's all. So, we're gonna tighten this guy up, cut these some short nipples, put the elbow, and yeah, it's big. And you definitely want to tighten these guys up. You don't want to leave them loose, because go turn on that water and it starts leaking. You're gonna be wondering why. That's good enough. Okay, so it's gonna raise this guy pretty high up. That just means I have to shorten it down. No big deal, you know. All right, so cut ourselves a short piece, and that way we can get our job done. All right, guys, give me a second. I gotta grab a couple of elbows. Sorry about that, guys. I guess someone was trying to call me. I guess they can wait, you know? All right. So, always want to make sure that this is on there pretty good. Don't want to crimp something that you accidentally actually leave on there. Okay, let's see how much do we need of this. So we're probably gonna need about also too, you always gotta be careful with these cutters. Sometimes it'll throw you off and it'll start spinning and spinning and spinning, actually giving it threads. So you wanna be really careful when you're cutting these. All right. Once you got it where it's cutting all the way around, just pretty much go crazy on it. All right. Cool. Perfect. Now, we don't want to crimp these just yet. We want to make sure that we got at a good distance, and if not, we'll cut it some more. All right, like right now, that's way too high. So we figure almost an inch of it has to come out. I like to cut over than under. The last thing you want to do is fuck up. Excuse my language, guys. Didn't mean to. But yeah, you just really don't want to mess up. You know, a job like this can cost you tons of money, especially on parts. If you're doing the job yourself, it's one thing, but when you got laborers with you, yeah, forget it. You definitely don't want to lose out on any type of money like that. Not on a job like this. So, especially not copper work. Copper now these days is like gold. Then again, I don't know. I think gold's not as expensive anymore. At least last time I checked. Silver seems like it's actually coming a little bit higher. I might be wrong. Who knows? And if you're wondering how long I've been doing this, I want to say 17 years. An old guy that taught me how to pretty much, well, he taught me how to solder. But basically, he taught me how to put in clay tile pipes. That was fun. Did the whole digging, did the whole 9 yards of putting them in. All that fun stuff. It was cool. I mean, for the most part. But mostly labor. It was a lot of labor. Yeah, definitely a lot of labor. So now we're gonna disconnect this guy over here, and that way we can pop our new and improved pipe. Okay. here. That way, this guy doesn't start spitting. So, grab our 2 breaker bars. Put this guy here. And the other one right here. Okay. I was gonna say it shouldn't be too tight considering the fact that we just put these new valves in. So. Put this back right there. That way it's not applying too much weight on it. Cool. Sweet. Slide this guy in here. We don't really know how much we need to cut. Bring her up to here. Choice. Okay. So like I said, you want to make sure that you get her real in a good position that she needs to be. You definitely don't want to put this thing together and then find out you screw up. It's a good thing I got couplings. So. And for those who are trying to be DIY guys or ladies, there's an easier way. I mean, a unit like this, I think they're like almost two grand just for the whole setup for Milwaukee. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sponsoring them or anything like that, so please don't get it twisted. But you know. It is a good machine or unit, and it does the job. Since we're going to be bringing this guy up, we're going to be cutting this from right here. Now, before we even actually attempt to cut this guy. What I have to make sure is that, do we have enough clearance? So, for this thing. Because once you try to put a fitting on here, it's really hard to get it to lock in place. So we should be okay. Ideally, well, we should be okay. Yeah, definitely. So let's cut the top, and then we'll worry about the bottom part. Cool. Oh, looks like we got water trying to come out. Well, this time I'm gonna need a new blade. There we go. Alright, cool. We got some water leaking out. Okay. Cool. Done deal. Now, let's put this guy over here. And it looks like we're gonna line up really good. Nice, real nice. So let me tighten this guy up. That way, we know for sure it's definitely secured. Much as I would prefer to use a pipe wrench, I just don't want to damage the fitting with the pipe wrench. So you want to be as cautious as possible. Because you definitely don't want to mess up your fitting and then find out you're going to need another one. So, 1 second, guys. We got one more thing. Okay, guys. Back. Gotta go grab a coupling. Feels better. Feels better out there what it does down here. Alright. Enough shenanigans. So, my concern was is this thing. So I want to get her. Just enough to crimp it. Alright. Guy over here. That way we find out exactly how much we need to cut. Okay. And then should be good at that. So, and it looks like. And if you want to save your mark, here's one way to save it. Cool. Pull this guy out. Okay. We'll just cut this guy right here. In here. Okay. And you definitely want to make sure that you're actually in there. You definitely don't want to do anything that might actually mess it up. So, all right. Cool. There we go. All right. Now, you want to make sure the thing is in there. The last thing you want to do is not have it in there. So, just to be on the safe side, Grip this guy. That way we know for sure that we're good. Alright. Okay. So let's take this one off. Whoops. Alright. Alright, let's take this off. And then that way we can definitely secure this pipe from not being loose or leaking, whichever case. Go. Now that we know that she's locked in, we're gonna crimp that guy real quick. Cool. Alright. Now let's turn her on. See if we got some water going up. Okay. Oh. Here we go. All right, let's take a look, check for leaks. Actually, let's open up this valve. So it looks like we got a little bit of a leakage right here. So let's shut her down. It also could be the sweat, but you want to make sure that this is like not really leaking at all. Okay, so we're gonna take this guy off. Yeah, we're gonna take this guy off, detach this guy, and use some Blue Monster with some Teflon just to really secure it, because right now we're putting a lot of tension onto this fitting. So let's do that. Put you guys back over here. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So put you guys back over here. And okay. Let's cut this out. Good thing I got two cups. It gets a little messy. But they are receiving cold water. Okay. We definitely want to get this guy all the way in. So let's get some Blue Monster, seal this guy up. That way we know for sure we ain't gonna have any problems or leaks. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back.